Okay, wonderful day we have today. Wonderful day. Hey everyone, welcome to Talk with Oyinye. I'm your host Oyinye, and here we empower entrepreneurs and professionals with the resources they require for growth. So to stay ahead of all of our upcoming interviews, hit the subscribe button, ring the notification bell on YouTube. Just follow our page. And today we have an activator. She said she's not a coach, she said she's an activator. And she has dedicated herself to helping leaders discover, leverage, and align their journeys with their businesses. And she's an expert when it comes to the issue of helping entrepreneurs find clarity, right? So, our guest, Jumana Adler, is here. She's a business transformation specialist, and she's the founder of JumanaInc.com, based in the United States. And today she's here to talk about how to align your business purpose, your mission, and your vision. So welcome, 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 Jumana.
Thank you so much, Onine. I'm excited to be here.
Thank you so much for being here with us. Okay, I'm just going to go straight ahead to ask you how did you get into helping businesses find clarity? Like, was that what you always knew you wanted to be at some point, or was it a part? Was it at some? How did you get into?
Yeah, that's a great question. I feel like our journey, our personal stories really hold the key to how we are meant to serve. So for me, my personal story really led me here. I had been in corporate for about 17 years. About 7 or 8 years in, I got really sick. And I should say too, when I was in corporate, I was in sales roles, a variety of different sales roles. I had responsibility for managing business in a certain territory. So the business side has always been a passion of mine and something that I've always gravitated towards. Before I got into corporate, I actually had my own recruiting company. So business for sure has been a thread of mine, like I call a golden thread. But I had gotten sick about 7 or 8 years after I had started working for corporate. And that really opened me up to a health journey that I was not expecting. It really showed me the side of business that isn't operating in integrity, meaning that I had thought at the time that if it was sold, then it was safe. But in reality, the illness that I was really working on was a lifestyle illness, because I was under the impression that, again, if it was approved to be available to us, then it had been vetted and safe and clean and not harmful, right? So I really had to work backwards in my health journey, because when I was going to doctors, they were telling me that everything was fine, your labs are normal, that there's really nothing we can do for you. But I knew I wasn't going to live that way. So I had to take personal accountability and really go deep and really dig and find out what the causes were. So that was the first indication about how businesses were operating, and it just caught my attention. And then I had been, specifically when I say corporate, I had been in pharmaceuticals, and when COVID hit, it really nudged me that this is not aligned anymore, that I meant to do something different. So I left my corporate job after 17 years last April 2022. And to be honest, I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do. I just knew that that path for me was done, that it was no longer aligned, and that I needed to do something else. Again, not knowing exactly what that was going to be, I took a leap of faith and I had a mentor, Lindsay Diamond, who's amazing with energy and frequency. And she had encouraged me to take a course from her mentor, Lori Wilson, on business intuition. And when I did take that course, something opened up for me. It was like a coming home. It was something that I am really good at. And it just started to connect the dots for me. And foundation to my business, which I formed just earlier this year. And really, the vision that I have for with my business is having businesses across the globe serving from a place of integrity through confidence, collaboration, and abundance versus fear, scarcity, and competition. So it really is about bringing that integrity back in business and understanding that businesses can flourish, but they also still have a responsibility to the people that they serve. I can't hear you. Onyene, I can't hear you.
Yeah. So when we talk about aligning the vision, mission, and purpose with the business integrity, what is it like when it comes to working with you?
Yeah, so I think, we need to start with the basics. Like, let's start, what is a purpose? What is the mission? What is a vision, right? Just to really anchor that in. So when we're talking about your purpose, it is the why. Why are you here? And the same would be for the business. Why is the business formed? What is the intent here? And the mission is the how. So, how is the why going to be achieved? And from there, the vision is once you have done the mission for the why, what do things look like? So that is the vision, once you've accomplished everything, right? And so when we're talking about aligning the business's purpose, vision, and mission with the business leaders, I'm going to back up a little bit and really talk about a few key concepts that'll be helpful, I think, to have the baseline to know where we're going. So first, some of the terms that I use. I use the catch-all phrase business leaders, which to me is both entrepreneur and corporate business leaders. So those are the two clients that I work with. And entrepreneurs, no question about them, I'm included in that. We're definitely strong leaders because to go against the herd, if you will, and take a chance on what we're doing is a big deal. And it's definitely a strong leadership quality. But corporate business leaders are also, I mean, the way corporations are set up, there's a lot of people that are under its wing, as well as huge amounts of people that it serves too. So I think, so when I use the term business leaders, it is for both. Um, the structures are different between corporate and entrepreneurs, but the same concept applies. And the key thing here is I believe that we all have gifts that we are meant to serve with. Okay, this is the key foundation of everything. I call these gifts our golden thread. And this is why we are here. This is our purpose. And monetizing our gifts is a way to expand the reach for serving with them. So I see two paths for monetizing our gifts. The first one is working for a business that really honors and allows you to flourish in a way where you're able to truly impact others. And the second way is by setting up a business as a vehicle to express your gifts and expand your reach. We can choose one or the other, or even a mix of both. It really doesn't matter because it's about our golden thread. So, the other concept I really want to share, and this is pivotal to my business, is a business is alive. It has what I call consciousness. It is an essence and energy, and it is comprised of a blueprint which holds the purpose, mission, vision, and values. Why, how, who it wants to serve. I call this the consciousness of the business. This energy is separate from those who have either founded or are running it. A business leader, especially if they are the founder, may strongly feel like they are the business, but the business is still a separate entity. And there are likely overlapping similarities, but it is still its own energy. And so the questions that can be asked to really showcase this is, when you're in business, have you ever had an experience where achieving a goal was just so difficult, like it just wasn't going to happen? Or there were other times when you were moving forward and it was just so easy, and then the outcome was even better than you expected. That is because if we're only filtering things through the business leaders, that's not the whole story. You need to bring in the business energy and honor what the business wants and how it wants to serve too. Does that answer your question? Oh, I can't hear you.
Yeah, yeah, you actually said a whole lot of things, right? You even went on to answer one other question that I wanted to ask you, and thank you for that. But I want to ask, in addition to the the why, the how, and the who, right? What other things do entrepreneurs or business leaders, as you said, need to need to know in order to align or get clarity when it comes to putting down all of these nitty gritties in their businesses?
Yeah, I think that's a really good question, because the work really is foundational. And it isn't logical, okay? It really is about tuning in and closing your eyes and breathing and feeling and trusting, right? So the first thing to do is to really understand, as a business leader, again, whether you're the founder or not, what is your personal mission, vision, and purpose? Those are have to be determined in order to align with the business. So we have to start there. And a lot of people may have some kind of inkling. They may, know, but not really have thought about it and like literally written it down. And as I said when we first began, it really is about your story. It's about your personal journey. That really holds the key to how you are meant to serve. And what do you love to do? That's a very key question. What are you also really good at that maybe you take for granted? Because we all have gifts. And even if we're both good at the same things, there's going to be other things that I may be better at than you are. So, but still, we're going to write these down and we're going to, flush it out, right? So from there, once you really start tuning in, and one of the biggest challenges in this time, in this practice, is letting our minds get in the way. Like, oh, who am I to think that this is what I can do? I mean, I truly believe we are, again, a channel for our gifts. Like, we were given gifts, and our duty is to serve. And we are not going to be for everybody. And that is the right thing, because that's why we have so many different people. And diversity is such a beautiful thing, because it opens up the opportunity for collaboration and then community. I mean, and that's how to look at it. It isn't like, okay, you feel this way about something, or you do this thing this way. That's beautiful. I mean, let's see if we can't from that collaborate to expand the reach and help other people, a larger group of people, right? But again, the key thing is to start personally, what your purpose, mission, and vision are. And then also values, like, how do you want to be treated? What are important concepts to you in terms of relationships? So these are basic foundations that we all should have, even if we're not necessarily starting a business. And again, from there, this is very much like silence, closing your eyes, feeling your breath, feeling your heart, tuning in, and just writing. Let it flow, no filter. You can come back and edit, right? And then once you've done that and you want to understand the business, you would do a very similar concept, except the one thing I would add is anchoring in the business by something that you associate the business with. It could be a specific color that you associate with your business. It could be a symbol, a place, an object. It doesn't matter. So when you are tuning in, the one extra step that I would add again is just breathing into what you would anchor into as the business. And it'd be the same thing where you're literally sitting, breathing, taking it in, listening, feeling, and believing. The key thing is believing and trusting what comes through. Don't let the mind come in and try to filter it out. I mean, we are meant for so much more than we give ourselves credit for. And this is the challenge with life, right? I mean, life happens. It feels like sometimes it's beating us up and we don't know, why we're experiencing certain things, but there are gold nuggets in every experience. And it really is up to us to pull that out. And again, once we understand that, then we know how we are meant to serve and who we are meant to serve and why we are meant to serve.
Thank you so much for that. So I know the last time we spoke, and you tried to help me find clarity. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I would like to know what is it like working with you. I know all of these things that you do to help leaders find clarity about from where what they want, what they like doing, to what they're passionate about, and how to monetize them, right? All of this, how is it like working with you? How do people, what is the journey like? Is it something that we people just is it something that I can just walk up to you, chat you up, and then we schedule a time, or is it a process? Does it take time?
Yeah, no, great question. No, it doesn't. I mean, again, this is part of my golden thread. I'm very gratefully, I'm very gifted at tuning into the business. And when I tune into the business, I'm able to access energies all around the business, meaning the business leaders, the clients, the just the frequency even outside. And really from there, I can hold that container for business leaders to really communicate and connect and gain that insight. So I don't even need that much information. Like, I mean, I ask for just some basic things. You can, if you're an entrepreneur, it's much more straightforward to work with me. You could just get a session if that's what you want through the website, or I have a couple package opportunities as well that are also listed on the website, or you can reach out to me and we can do a personalized package if that's what calls to you. If it is a single session, I do tell people that you come with the questions that you want answered. And in the session, I take you through a process where you're also connecting with your business. And then it would be all of us like holding that space and really getting that insight. Okay. If it's a corporate client, it's a little bit different because they are a larger ship to steer. So it would be a little bit longer. And in that case, it would need to, again, be customizable. So I would say, reach out, let's schedule a time to talk to really understand what your goals are. And then we can go from there with a proposal. So again, because there's two different tracks. But in terms of what is it like working with me, I would say transformational. I do blend the ethereal world with the practical world. So you will get practical steps too. But a lot of it is the synchronizing of the energies and the alignment. And it's the, oh, wow, like, okay, I know exactly what I need to do. I know why I need to do it. And now I know how I need to do it. Like, those are what you will leave with, again, depending on what the focus is in the particular sessions.
Yeah, and the few seconds or few minutes I spent with you, I was like, oh wow, that makes a lot of sense right now.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
how did you feel? How did you feel? I mean, yeah, it was very short, but I think
yeah,
it's, yeah,
yeah. It was, and I felt like, oh yeah, this makes a lot of sense right now, right? Thank you so much for that. Yeah. So, what key takeaways would you give to, say, people who are listening right now and they are finding it hard to, because I feel like starting is usually the hardest, right? So people who are finding it hard to figure out what it is, they moving right, are they moving left, are they who are their target audience? You know, what one advice would you like give to them at this point in their businesses?
yeah, beautiful. I would say again, honor yourself, and trust the journey that you've gone through to get here. And then from there, respect and honor that your business is an energy that wants to serve and wants to connect. Because again, when you connect and you synchronize these energies, pathways start to open up. You get clarity exactly on who you are meant to serve, how and why. And again, it's a partnership, right? It's not just one or the other. When you work together, just like with people, it is much better when you're collaborating versus competing or ignoring, you know? And the other thing I would say is, remember, energy is fluid. So it isn't something you just do once and you're done. It really is something that you want to do on a regular basis, whether it's quarterly, it's once a month, it's once a week. I mean, you can kind of feel out what feels best. Um, and really, where I can help is, I can, again, I mean, with the energy, this is my golden thread. I'm really good at synchronizing the energies and also bringing out maybe what you can't see, because we do still look at things from our personal filters and our um, limitations, right? We all have them. We are human. That's part of the journey, right? So that's where areas that I can help with too. But again, we all have power to this. We all have access to this. And this is something that I just encourage all business leaders do, is just honor that it's a partnership. And you'll be amazed at the opportunities that show up.
Yeah, I really like what you said about collaboration. I really want you to comment on that more, because most times people want to start alone. I mean, maybe until they feel like they figure things out. But would you tell us why, reasons or more reasons why collaboration should be like the first step?
Yeah, I mean, this is where integrity comes in. Okay, this is, we're not for everybody, and again, that is the right thing. That is how we are. That is just the reality of it. Okay, so why are we going to pretend that we're something that we're not? Right? That is not operating from integrity. So what isn't in integrity? What is in integrity is honoring the differences that we all bring to the table, and honoring and embracing and saying, okay, you know what? I'm really good at this, but I really want to be there. And you're really good over there, but you know what? If we can join together, maybe we can help these people over here, or this area, this marketplace over here. So again, it's just, the more specific you can get, the more in integrity you are. And really, the goal with all of this, when I say service and integrity, this lends to operating from a place of magnetism rather than competition, fear, and scarcity, right? I mean, businesses, there's a lot of businesses that are making a ton of money operating from competition, scarcity, and fear, okay? That's not what this is about. This is about being in service to really make a difference and honoring what we are meant to be doing. And again, when you do that, you're operating from a place of integrity. So it's appreciating and admitting, acknowledging that we're not good at everything.
Thank you so much. I just wrote down that collaboration speaks to our integrity. I think that was all, in addition to what the other things collaboration can, do. Thank you so much for this. So before we close out for today, I usually like to ask this question because I think it's personal for me. And so the question goes this way: what one advice would you give to yourself, your 18-year-old self? Like looking back, and you know, what one advice would you?
Have grace and know that this all is for a reason.
This all is for a reason. I like that. Like trust the process. I love that. Thank you so much. Okay, Jumana, thank you so much. So, guys, if you're listening right now and you want to have a little bit, you want to have clarity, you want to figure out where you want to go, where everything is going right now, you can book a session with Jumana at www.jumanainc.com. And thank you so much for being here with us today. I really, really appreciate it. And thank you for the time I actually had earlier, my own clarity session. Thank you so thank you so much. So that's it, guys. Until next time. Bye.